Hello, welcome to the State of Dacey 2 stream. I'm your host, Jeffrey Card, but the reason it's called the State of Dacey stream is because we've got Dacey Willoughby here as our guest.
Hello.
And with her, who have you got there, Dacey?
Oh, this is?
We got to lift.
Oh, he doesn't want me to pick him up.
Oh,
this is
it's Neji!
Look at this little
Neji!
cutie.
Oh, wow.
12 years old, adorable Chihuahua Papillon mix.
Whoa, so it's like half Chihuahua, half butterfly?
Oh, he's sleeping.
I can tell he's half Chihuahua, half butterfly.
But let's not kid ourselves. He looks like he might have a little terrier. He's very sweet.
That is Neji, but what we're really here to do is talk to Brant Fitzgerald. Hey, Brant! No, just kidding. Just wanted to say your name out loud.
All right, I'm leaving. See you later.
We should get the game started, though.
Okay,
Somebody should grab a controller.
See. I know that people really want to see me kill more community members.
Yes.
It is a popular thing.
Neji's, can you, let's see
Do you
if
want me
he'll
to
go
sit
to
him
his
down?
bed over there for
on,
now. I think he's trying to take a snooze. We'll bring him back. We'll just do a little damage to the game here.
All right. Well, let's. Yes, this is the best camera angle we've ever had.
Whoa.
Oh boy!
Holy crap!
Gosh, I don't think I can come on here anymore.
Sorry about that, everybody.
How embarrassing!
No big deal. It wasn't actually as bad as I was joking it was. I
see London. I see France.
Yeah, something along those lines.
I see France under paints.
Neji's
not having it.
Dacey was our Dev of the Month this past month. So there was an article up on our website about her and her whole deal, and and Megan was soliciting questions from people for Dacey. And so if you guys have any questions about Dacey and the life of a producer in the game industry, specifically on State of Decay, or any of the stuff you might want to ask about her, the dog life, whatever you want to know, go ahead and ask her here in the chat. But we've also got a bunch of questions that are all just ready to go for her right now. For example, Desmond Bailey on Facebook wants to know, what's your favorite aspect of State of Decay 2? And was there something you'd like to have seen in the game that didn't make it in?
Oh my gosh. I was thinking about this. So, I really like good combat systems. I like just kind of button mashing and fighting and killing things. I really like our dismemberment system and our finishers, and it's pretty. I don't typically go for super violent stuff, but being able to watch how those things were built and kind of how they turned out in the game was pretty fantastic. The one thing that I thought of that I wish we could have done that could have made it into the game. I don't even know what I'm doing right now in the game. You guys are just talking.
Oh yeah, this is a brand new community.
I'm looking at goals,
so, yeah.
But I really wish that we could have done female freaks.
Oh yeah.
To get them in the game because there were some ideas floating around for
what would a pharaoh look like
in a moo or something like that. So it would have been pretty great.
Wow, yeah, that would have been amazing.
That would have made me have. That would have triggered my massive fear of my great-grandmother.
Yeah, or whatever. Just some variation in those, whether they were female or
when that lady was
or
angry,
else.
she was a juggernaut in a moo-moo. And man.
So yeah, when you brought up Dismemberment, I was about to say one of my favorite features we talked about very early on that was very quickly cut because it would become massively expensive very quickly was Dismemberment of your characters. Like we talked about a zombie bites you on the arm and you have to whack your arm off and then from then on you can only use pistols, you can't use rifles and just daggers and things like that because you're missing an arm. And but it would have had so many ramifications for so many animations. There's no way we could have pulled that off.
And we would have had enclaves full of single-handed people.
Yeah, entire enclaves where everybody's missing their left hand. It would start to get kind of silly. So.
Okay, let's dismiss this person and get Toro.
Magic Man 79 is saying, "'Tis but a flesh wound."
Yeah, right.
You can tell 79 was when he was born because my kids certainly don't get Monty Python references at all. You have to have been born in the 70s or earlier probably to get those.
Let's go kill this person over here.
Ouchio Kids is like a bite on a leg, then you walk around like a pirate with a peg leg for the rest. I mean, yeah, we'd need to have a different animation for walking, on a unprofessionally made prosthetic.
Okay.
Truth.
Investigate group of arms dealers. Where are the arms dealers?
Are they not showing up anywhere?
No.
Oh,
Zoom out. Zoom out.
Or are they like clear across the map?
Whoa. I don't know. Oh, they're one of those guys.
This?
Yeah, push down on the D-pad. That's... Oh, they're right there.
like right on top of
Somebody's... Oh, no, let's see.
So this is
you? Oh, maybe you have to...
this is Toro. I enlisted him as a follower.
Oh, you have to take control of Toro to start that.
Oh, you gotta switch to him. Well, go and talk to him then. You can probably do it right
switch
here.
right here.
Oh. Okay. This is.
Switch to character.
Oh, switch character. Great. Obviously. Okay. Come on. Yeah.
So Magic Man 79 is
Yes.
suggesting the arms dealer should probably be dealing arms that were bitten off by zombies.
Oh,
Okay.
come on.
Okay. Yeah, this guy or this person right here, right?
Scarproof said that you brought along bait.
Scarproof came and
The
played.
dog.
in-
Is he talking about the dog?
Oh, I have no idea if you meant the dog or
are
if
they
you meant
talking
Toro.
about the dog?
Scarproof actually
How
played in
dare
my
you.
game last night.
Oh, cool.
And it was hilarious because I was playing with another one of my friends, and he was like,
took the truck.
I'm really worried that that I'm going to get Scar killed. And I was like,
Oh, man.
Scar can play this game blindfolded and with sound off, and will finish an arc before any of us do.
Okay.
Skate Chongo wants to know, Dacey, what was your proudest contribution to the State of Decay 2 project?
Oh my gosh, so many. No, I don't know. It's hard to think about that as a producer because I feel like the team, are the major contributors, and I'm kind of just
Force multiplier.
not to minimize my position or anything, but I like to.
No, but I mean,
help out.
seriously, if we were left to our own devices without a focusing influence, then we never would have finished this game.
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
And
Good
so
answer.
You're able to get all of us to like boil things down to what we absolutely need instead of what we see in our heads. And in the end, that just makes for a better game.
Yes, the feature that Dacey contributed to the most, that probably made the biggest difference, was shipping the game.
Yeah.
Shipping
Yeah,
the game was
that's-
probably our most
that's
important
a fair
feature.
answer. Yeah, I'm proud of helping to ship the game. That's a reasonable answer.
Holodolo, I can't say his name right, Han Solo Dolo,
Okay, what am
wants
I
to
doing here? I
know...
need to talk to Esther.
Esther, yeah, good old Esther.
Where is he? Or is that a female?
It's a female name. That's
is
a book in
it?
the Bible. Yeah, it's one of the few female
That's
slick.
female leads in the Bible.
I want
just-
that character.
I'm just gonna ignore Slick. I don't see a female.
There she is,
character.
right there.
Is that, or
Oh,
is that
no,
your
that's
friend?
My
your character. That's
follower. Did she
Uh-oh.
die?
The orange arrow is where she is.
Oh.
Where's? I check your map. She might be way out.
Ah, strange.
What?
Wait.
What?
What?
Something went weird. We had a mission bug here, probably.
Okay. Let's just go drive around. See what kind of trouble we can get into.
So Han Solo Dolo wants to know what got you into creating games.
Me?
Yeah, how'd you get in the industry,
Oh, so
or why, or both?
Oh boy, it's such a long story. So I actually went to school for art. So I went to school for fine art, photography, and then computer animation, and I just wasn't great at it. So I kind of pivoted and also got a business degree, and games and film are kind of the perfect avenue for having, a desire to work in a creative field, but also, do
But be
something
doing
like,
business,
Yeah,
right?
doing like business or management or production. So, it worked out great. It was, something I was really interested in, and was able to luckily find a company and join. Yeah, it's great.
So what makes some art fine and some art not fine?
Where did the truck go? I'm just trying to find the truck. Where did it go? There it is. Okay.
Okay. So what's the difference between a fine art degree and a not fine art degree?
Well, fine arts, it used to mean just traditional art, like
As opposed to
not
like digital art?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
basically the difference is whether you eat on a regular basis or starve.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fine means starving.
Fine art means more often than not you're starving.
Yeah, yeah. And I am from Wyoming, and so there are not a lot of art jobs, especially fine art jobs in Wyoming. So that was kind of a dud for that location.
Yeah, and I think you actually noticeably decreased the population when you left to go to college.
Yeah, it's already pretty low.
Let's see. We established that Dacey was immortalized in the first game before she ever came to work here, though.
Yeah, we
Okay.
did. Yeah,
Yes.
she's got a billboard or a
truck
truck ad in Lifeline.
Oh man, this is my gameplay is so not interesting.
Oh, there are a lot of people here waiting to see you play.
I'm gonna have to get out of the truck if I want people to die. So.
Yeah, Mike Becker on Facebook had asked, are you planning on breaking your record of killing 3 characters in the previous stream that you were on?
I mean, I'm not going to intentionally try to kill people, but I'm not going to guarantee that this crew is going to live.
Yeah, half the viewers today are here because of the NASCAR crash that we're waiting to happen.
I'm really sorry if I let everybody down. I just...
I won't criticize you if you let everyone down by not killing off the characters.
Exactly, yeah.
Tom Bartley on Facebook wanted to know, you said in your article that you owned a small business. What kind of business was it, and did that experience help you with the stuff you did later in your career?
So I did own a small business. It was actually a smoothie franchise.
Oh, wow.
It was very small, though it was inside of a gym. But it was kind of full service smoothie shop, and I did it for about a year in between. I took a year off basically from games and did it. And it didn't work out great, but it definitely taught me a lot of things about just working with more types of people and what it actually takes to run a business. It's very much you're on call 24 hours a day, no matter what. Which is one of the reasons.
Being responsible for employees.
Yeah, responsible, hiring and firing, not fun. Just all of that stuff. So there were a lot of lessons that I learned, and it definitely carries over. It's not exactly the same, but definitely good lessons learned there.
I imagine it gives you some insight into, because for me, as someone who's just purely, I've always been like a creative whatever on, whatever place I worked, like. Business decisions often just felt like they were happening in the ether far above me, and I didn't really understand what was going on.
Yeah.
And I imagine that having done it yourself, you probably have more insight into the incentives and the motivations of the people that are handling all the money up above us, making decisions. Maybe it helps to, be able to understand and predict what's going on.
Yeah, I would say that's true.
Wow, that was a big fight.
I thought I lost my follower. Is there a play card in here? Let's go find. Ooh, there's one right there.
Door.
Let's go
Your
check
follower
that
just
out.
waited for you to do all the dirty
Yeah.
work.
Jeez. Well, luckily I didn't, die.
That
so,
plague heart can't be
let's
far
see.
away.
Is it here?
Okay.
Smell it.
Someone asked about adding holographic
Okay.
sites and stuff.
Plague heart in sight.
It's not going to happen for State of Decay 2. I
Okay.
mean, you're not going to.
For a
We do
closer
have holo
encounter.
sites, but you're not going to be taking those on and off. It's just not going to happen for State of Decay 2. Sorry.
Boop. Okay.
That's a whole system that we just won't be able to cram back in.
Oh,
You're in the danger zone now.
this is what it's all about.
So,
Okay.
This might be relevant. Magic Man 79 wants to know who came up with the profanity used in the taunts.
Using the taunts.
So yeah, apparently, like when you're like using emotes and things to taunt zombies, your character says some horrible things.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do.
Those animations were so innocent when we were creating them.
So Andy Collins is technically responsible for all of the writing that went into the game, though he didn't actually personally write all the lines. He was in charge of coordinating an entire team of writers.
We had a very diverse
Look at this.
and large group of outsourced writers
Yeah,
who were each working in their own voice and given, a certain set of circumstances, like how would this character that you're writing react throughout all of these lines, and some of them swear like sailors.
Yeah, we were trying to represent like people from a lot of different backgrounds, and so it's really difficult for one writer who has one particular background to be able to represent so many different kinds of people. And so we hired out for a lot of contract writers all over the place
Yep.
to
I got
provide
the
these voices.
Neji grenade right here.
So, Alchio Kids wants to know, can we get Dacey back for the difficulty, whatever difficulty update there is in the future, and see how that goes.
I can't believe I'm still alive right now. Like, but my health is pretty. My stamina. Oh god, I can't. I think I'm getting attacked from both sides.
You
Okay,
did-
there we go.
Did you just melee that?
I got
plague
it. I got
Nice.
it.
So a lot of people ask us pretty regularly about when the next big update is going to come out. And we don't have any information for you that we can share right now. But one thing that we have been clear to tell you is that Inside Xbox on March 12th, I believe that's a YouTube channel, they are going to be saying something, maybe, about our franchise. And so if you're really interested in having the very latest information when it's available to the public, go subscribe to Inside Xbox and keep an eye on their feed so you can know exactly day and date, what's going on with everybody else.
And if you haven't seen Inside Xbox before, it's actually a really great program, so I would recommend watching the whole thing.
Magic Man, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't have children in this game, so... Anyways.
And also, by the way, there's a really funny YouTube channel that's called Outside Xbox. A bunch of English people making fun of video games. It's great. Go check them out, too.
Okay, where is my base? How far? Oh, I didn't realize how far away we were. What is this?
That is...
Okay. What else should we do here? I feel like... What do we have? Warlord weapons for all. That
Let's
seems
go
to
to
be
the base and
messed up.
see what your setup is. Tab over to the base.
Okay.
What's our situation here? Actually, you're doing pretty good on... We could use more food or ammo.
Oh, I'm getting hit by something. What is happening?
Oh, it's just a horde.
Oh! I have blood plate now. Dang it.
Yes, you do.
Oh my god, this is worse than the plague heart. Oh.
And so it begins.
Where's my follower? Oh no, my follower's down.
I've had Toro for so long, though.
No, Toro!
Don't worry. I've actually got another guy in my community who looks exactly like
God.
Toro,
You'll
so
need
it's
to
going to be
take your
fine.
pills.
Oh, take the pills! Take the pills!
You gotta get
I
off
can't.
first.
Oh
Now take your pills.
god. Oh, can I take them now?
Yes.
Okay,
Phew.
whew.
Nice. Now you're home free. No problem.
I mean, we'll see.
Oh, and your spatula broke. Or it's not quite broken
It's
yet.
gonna
Getting
break.
close.
Get out of here.
So while Dacey is dealing with that, there's been a couple of questions that came in that are just like, that aren't really Dacey specific that I could probably take. Game Boy Dude asks, can we shoot out of cars yet? Character creation? Cosmetic changes? Probably not. Each of those, we've explained a few different times for each of those, that they would be very difficult and expensive features to add to our game, just with the having to restructure entire systems to accommodate them. And right now, the phase of building this game that we're at is one where we're adding content and we're trying to expand the world of the game,
You
but
might hit an
fundamentally
invisible wall up here.
restructuring entire features from the ground up it's a really big deal,
Holy moly.
and we don't often have the resources available
Oh.
to do that kind of thing. So
did I hit the wall?
I feel like I'm gonna fall off my chair watching this. Ah!
Did I hit the wall or
Keep
am I
going.
just stuck?
Just push
Do
over.
it. Flip it. Flip
Push
it.
over. You got it.
What is happening?
Yes. Okay, what's gonna happen now?
We're gonna be
though?
fine. We're gonna be fine.
Oh, is it gonna get stuck? Like, just fall. Just fall. Fall all the way down.
There we go.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is.
go, 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 go,
You
go.
got it. You got this. Look at that.
Roll it.
Meant to.
Oh, is it gonna? Oh, whoa. Oh.
Nice. It's like nothing
whoa.
happened.
And
Hey,
look at that. A little
This
secret.
little area right here. I wonder if there's some good loot back here. Let's see.
Oh, look at
Let's
that.
see.
A rare weapon drop. Ding.
Ah.
Holy
Nice.
moly.
Wow. Okay.
That's like the premiere.
How do I? Let's see. How can I? Let's shoot this and
Hit
see what it
X.
looks like.
It's the integrally
Okay.
suppressed Mac V.
Does my person even have the stamina to do this? Okay, yes. Okay, so let's fire this and see what it does. Are there any zombies around here?
Behind you.
There's one. Is it, how far does it go? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
By the way,
All
Dragon
right.
Rider commented that you are a boss because they've never seen someone melee a plague heart before.
Oh, well that's good. I mean, it's purely luck. I have close to zero skill, so.
Daisy, we really need to work on your boasting skills. She knife fights on the weekend for fun,
It's-
people. So don't mess with Daisy, basically, is what we're all getting at.
So
Okay,
there
let's
was one question that came in for you from Twitter. This is from Vincent Donson. who asks, what is the hardest part about being a producer?
I was thinking about this question too. The hardest part for me is when you have a very nice, tidy, laid out plan, and then it doesn't follow its course, which is, it's something that you have to accept as a producer because usually plans don't go as you have initially worked them out. So it's a growing experience, and it helps you become very flexible and helps with problem-solving skills. But it is very, very difficult and frustrating at times.
I was sure your answer was going to be crushing our dreams.
Crushing dreams is the best part of the job.
Yeah, I thought she was just going
That's
to
a
say
joke.
designers.
That's a joke. No. I would never. How dare you?
See, that's a designer. Always thinking about designers.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Where are we? Just gonna go back to the base,
Follow
maybe.
this. Yeah, follow that. Follow that. You're going good. This is the pro way.
Just,
I'm
go
sure
with
all the
flow
pros
here.
will agree.
See if this is the pro way. Yep, made it. Okay.
So Kelly O'Neill from Twitter had asked us, is it possible that when you're playing co-op and you're in somebody else's base, to be able to see the summary of what they need at their base? Because currently you don't. That's an interesting idea. I don't know.
You don't. You don't get, like, if you go to the base, or what you would think is the base screen, you're not even given that as an option. You can't look at it overhead.
Right, exactly, yeah. So it's not happening right now. And the question was just like, could we change it to make it happen? I'm pretty sure that it would be difficult because whenever anything is happening a certain way in multiplayer, it's usually for a very good reason. It's
Yeah.
because something is very difficult. I don't know anything about it on the technical side, but I'm pretty sure that I would very hesitantly ask a programmer how difficult it would be to make that work.
What do we have here? We have village.
But that
training.
said, I might go ask that programmer because that is a cool idea.
Do it, because last night I was asking, I joined somebody else's game later in the evening, and I had to ask them what they need at their base, and they're like, oh, hold on, instead of me just going, you need food or whatever.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to like mentor somebody, like if you're a more experienced player guesting in another player's game, you want to be able to sort of take charge a little bit and show them what's going on. So yeah, so that's a great idea. So I actually have already taken a note of that idea, so we'll look into that. But again, no promises, because I'm very frequently, sometimes you'll go to a programmer with an idea that sounds crazy to you, and they'll say, oh no, that's easy, I can do that in 5 minutes. And then sometimes you'll come to them with an idea that sounds like it should take 5 minutes, and they're like, oh my gosh, I would have to rewrite that entire system. Do you have 3 weeks? And so you never know. So we can't make promises on the fly when we're designers, or at least if we ever do, producers come and hit us.
That's right.
Prince Green, the old mill can't be a base because it was an end game specific location, so we couldn't have the end game happen in a base that was occupied.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Why is he? Does my character have an injury or something? I thought I fixed him.
Does he have blood plague?
He does have blood plague.
That's probably it.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I'm healing Tova of her blood plague right now, so I'll just suffer.
Can you make some plague cure?
I don't know. Maybe. Do I need to?
So
I've never done it before.
just go to the base screen.
That's nope. Oh Jesus, how embarrassing. Okay. Base screen.
And then go to the infirmary.
There it is.
Okay.
And then go to the heart. Yep. And then down right there.
Ooh, do I have an? Oh.
Cool.
And now
Is
go
it in the
to.
inventory
You'll
now?
have to take. Yeah, you have to pull it out of inventory.
Where is it? Where?
You could tab
is
over to
it?
the hammer, I think, is where
Yeah.
these things are.
And it'll be on
Oh,
the
there it
bottom.
is. Gotcha. Okay, can I?
And then
yep.
you can just hit use.
Or I could do it the hard way and completely exit out. Come over here. Like this is how
X
the
to
pros do
use.
it. X.
There you go.
Yes.
So
Fuel.
Here we go.
Kermit memes
Yoink.
had a Kermit memes had a comment. Who made the enclave names or ally names? Because once I found a group called the Useless Bastards or something Bastards, and I was laughing so hard.
And if I'm not mistaken,
The reason I wanted to read it because it was me.
right there.
So actually, I didn't write all of them. I think I wrote probably about 3/4 of them, and then Andy Collins wrote the rest. And so I'm not sure whether the Useless Bastards was me or him. So I don't want to take full credit for it. But yeah, that was one of the most fun parts of my job is not, writing big, long, elaborate stories. It's writing little tiny things, like the name of an enclave or the name of a trait or the description of a weapon or something like that. That's actually the most fun stuff because it's just very tiny, bite-sized pieces of entertainment. But if you can pack something weird in there, people can, you'll get some of the funniest moments out of a game that way. So it's probably my favorite part of my job.
SHKV4L asks why all automatic weapons are default on auto. Wouldn't single make more sense? Well, you can switch. Like most weapons allow you to switch your fire mode.
I think a lot of players would never discover that full auto was a thing if we didn't start them there.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times they'll go searching for single shot. But I think a lot of folks, fighting zombies might not go searching for full auto.
Right.
Might not realize it was a thing if they're not people who are very familiar with guns in games and realize that that's often a thing you can switch.
Mark, I see you. I am alive. Thank you for pointing that out.
Dacey lives.
What are those? Oh, they're dragonflies. Look at you guys.
Oh yeah, don't get hit by them.
Where'd they go?
Don't get hit by them.
Look at.
Thank you, Mark or
So
John
pretty.
Gronquist, for that.
Oh yeah, they're pretty cool.
That's amazing. Art.
Blaze Experience has a question for you, Dacey. What is something that people outside of your position don't necessarily expect you to have to handle? Mysterious parts of your job.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, there's so many. I don't know because I do so many different things. There have to be things that people wouldn't expect.
Because start rattling off some of the different things that you do. What's the spectrum of stuff that a producer has to deal with?
I mean, I think one of the perhaps surprising things that a lot of producers do is how do I phrase this? Just kind of talking one-on-one with people. Like we do a lot of supporting personnel. Like if issues come up.
Amateur psychology?
Maybe a little bit of that. I mean, there are multiple people that they can go talk to, like their managers or whoever, but producers do quite a bit of just talking one-on-one with people, if they don't feel comfortable talking to somebody about something or if they're having a general issue or that sort of thing. I think that's one of the more nuanced parts of the job that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, you're not just working with timetables and spreadsheets. They're dealing with all the things that people come to work with every day that affects all of our jobs, right? So
and those things there's such different skills. It's like trying to find someone who handles both well is actually it's kind of the sort of the special blend that when you've got a producer is when they can handle both of those things.
And I mean, they have to know how to deal with everybody in the most effective way. Like I know I was a nightmare for poor Dacey early on because I just
That's not true.
no, because you asked nicely so many times for me to do something some way, and finally it took a while. Like I learned a lot slower than Neji does. Didn't I?
Such a good boy.
Oh, Neji.
Neji, not
is-
Brant. Not Brant's.
Not me.
I would never call Brant
Such a good boy.
Good boy.
HR
Problem
violation.
child.
So
Problem child.
I should mention, by the way, I forgot to say this up at the top, that we are planning on doing a giveaway today, probably about 15 minutes. So
Is it one of
see
our
that?
pins?
it's not going to be one of our pins. Today,
Dang.
it's going to be our bottles.
Oh.
So
very
these
nice.
old school State of Decay Clio Drop bottles. So if you want one of these, if you don't have one yet, because we've been giving these away for years. But if you don't have one yet, stick around. About 15 minutes from now, we'll probably do a giveaway with this. So
Oh, can I kill somebody just by kicking them?
Not in the butt.
Ah, come on.
yeah, it's not man. Butt zombies, where you have to kill them by destroying the butt, would be a whole different franchise.
Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of. Oh, hey, let's try this gun.
So, Utz has a question, which is, will reloading weapons straight from the storage locker ever be added? So that's actually a good example of a really weird and interesting problem to solve, because we did talk about that, about wanting to reload weapons from the supply locker. It was something that we considered for an upcoming update, because we were thinking of making another few little changes to the way things work with supply lockers and with your inventory. We're like, oh, hey, here's this one. We'd love to do this. The problem is, while, say, attaching a mod to a gun, like attaching a suppressor, there's no animation associated with that. It just kind of magically happens. In the background, you do it in your inventory, and it happens, and the character doesn't move their arms, doesn't do anything. And so that's something that's really easy for us to do in the inventory. But reloading a weapon involves an animation. The character pulls out a magazine, ejects the old one, sticks the new one in. And so that action is handled in a completely different way, in a completely different part of the code from the stuff that happens in the inventory. And so trying to have an action in the inventory drive the character's behavior is such a complex thing for us to try to untangle.
Could we do it in the same way we do repairs, though, where we don't have any animation attached to it?
Well, so the thing that would be a problem is then it would become an exploit for players who are really quick on the inventory. They could take a weapon that's supposed to have a really long reload time and insta-reload it by going into their inventory, doing it, and getting out again.
I was making the mistake of thinking they were at their supply
locker. Well, so actually, I think the actual language that was used by the person making the suggestion was supply locker.
Because that would not be exploitable.
That's true. If the weapon has to be in the supply locker for you to do it, that is a different problem, actually.
And I totally see why you'd want to do that, because if you're loading up, you don't want to get all your gear on, then fully load, and then have to go back in and top off your ammo. You can just top your ammo off before you.
That is a completely different way of thinking about it that I had not considered. And if the supply locker is required, it might be a whole different story. Oh, but there is still one challenge, which is whenever we do things like that, whenever we perform actions like that in the inventory, we still have audio that's associated with it. And each gun has got a different sound for reloading it.
Oh yeah.
And that sound is referenced in the behavior, in the animation of the character. And so to get that sound,
that would actually override all reload sounds if we had to assign something there.
Yeah, we'd have to have basically one consistent reload sound all the time. Which again, maybe if we actually threw that problem at the audio guys, they might very easily come up with an answer.
I'm sure they'd be like, you guys are making way too much out of this. In reality, yeah, the audio guys always say that, right?
No. I'm going to throw those guys under the bus. I was just reading some of the comments.
Yeah, so we're probably answering this question too long.
Somebody over-ordered the water bottles 5 years ago. That is probably true.
Pretty much exactly that, yes.
But people love the water bottles, so it's okay.
Well, back in the day, we only had one T-shirt design and one water bottle.
Guys, I just want to make it to this trader, and I feel like it's taking me 15 minutes, and I'm probably going to get stuck and die here.
Speedy wants to know, is it true that the game becomes harder each time you start a community? No. That's not that the difficulty of the game is not based on that. In fact, we started this new community that we're playing with right now just a couple streams ago, and the difficulty is still fairly low on us. That's one reason why Dacey has not yet been swamped by zombies. So there's other mechanisms that are controlling difficulty.
You got it.
Though, if you want to be able to control your difficulty better, go to Inside Xbox on March 12th and hear about some of our future plans that we've got. Because we do want difficulty to be something that you have a lot of control over in the game. And we've been pursuing some ideas along those lines.
AJ612 is like, I missed the audio blowout.
Oh man!
Really?
Oh yeah, that was the best bug.
You are the only one.
Actually, oh man, I was so like. It's weird that this made me really happy, but I've been playing Anthem, and the audio cut out when I was playing Anthem, and I was like, yes, it happened to somebody else.
Finally.
Woo! I felt so happy about that. I restarted so that I could get the audio back, but I was just like, I'm not alone. It feels really good sometimes to witness other people's unfortunate bugs.
Okay, we made it. Where is the person? Are there?
So, guys, we don't have a date, so there's no date to push back. All right, let's get that clear about our next release. We haven't said anything, so there's no date pushed back anywhere.
Yeah, I think that somebody might have been referring to I started teasing that we might be able to start talking about stuff like a couple weeks ago on the stream because I thought that we were going to be able to start talking soon. But making a mistake about when we can start talking about things is completely different from a date getting pushed back.
Trade
That's just me
one.
not knowing what I'm talking about.
Whoa,
And
what
so-
just happened?
if you
Oh,
keep
because
watching these streams, you'll get very used to that.
aggroed him.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one
There's always one zombie who wrecks the party.
Krail, stop moving.
So Svengar wants to know when we're going to start selling official merchandise.
Tab over to the
And we would love to know that too.
next one.
It sounds
and
great.
you'll see everything they're offering. That's the good place.
Ooh. Oh,
You
stop
don't
getting.
have enough.
Well, okay, let's
Oh,
find
did they
something
just
else
run
to do.
off? They did.
They rejected me and ran off. That's worst case scenario.
That's terrible.
I don't know why I try. Okay, let's. What else is in here? Settlers, bullets for a friend. Oh, Slick. Our good buddy Slick.
Oh, nice. Back to Slick.
What's this one? Let's.
I love Slick.
Let's do this one since it's clear across the map. Let's see what
Are you gonna
happens.
drive though? Or are you gonna try and
I-
navigate through the mountains?
I don't know where the vehicle went. I think I wandered so far away from it, it's lost.
Order the Independence Pack.
Does this car run?
There you
Let's
go.
see.
I'm gonna say no.
Nope.
Uh,
Oh, we're in the dark. I don't know where my vehicle is, and I wandered too far away from the base.
The
Oh, it's
Mixsilt wants to know, do more zombies spawn at nighttime than in the daytime? I think they do. I think the difference is kind of subtle
Right.
compared to how much the zombies ramp up over time and with experience.
Here.
But I think they might actually... There definitely were more in State of Decay 1, and I think we made it so there's more in State of Decay 2, but I keep doubting myself because I wasn't involved in that directly.
I had nothing to do with that system.
I'm pretty sure that there are more at night, though.
I wouldn't know because I never go out at night because it's scary.
Yeah, exactly. Also in real life.
Yes, this is true as well.
I'm gonna do some scouting. See if I can find a vehicle. Can you scout in the dark?
Yeah, you can. You can call in the Independence Pack too.
Oh.
You have that? Oh, we do have that. Look at that.
Ooh.
We have
Ooh.
some vehicle delivery
Pyro Hawk,
going on.
baby.
Meat wagon? I don't know. I dig the Burninator. And it's nighttime.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. We need to
do
set
it.
a nice bonfire at night.
So now it's at the
The green thingy.
green drop.
Ooh. Let's do it.
John T. the Fool asks, is it possible to make it to day 1,000? Probably, literally, it's possible to make it to day 1,000. I have no idea what the interface will do if you have 4 digits.
Yeah.
So
It might just
that's a question
explode.
for Krista Lemus.
Your Xbox will actually catch on fire if you hit day 1,000.
You know what I think the difference is today is that this character has way higher skills than what I had in the last community, so I can
You mean
actually
all
kill
3
things.
of those characters?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we had just barely recruited, I think, a ton of people. And so, yeah, she probably did have a bunch of new folks.
I am so sorry I'm letting everybody down right now.
Yeah, how
Not-
dare
not
you
going.
survive?
It's just okay. Let's see. Let's take this truck for a spin. What is the button to push to get the?
Push down on the stick.
Oh, not get out of the car. Get out of
I think it's right stick you push down on. Yeah.
the car. Woo!
You're burning fuel like crazy though. That's all I'm.
Oh,
But
Can
worth
I,
it.
Okay, let me coordinate. There we go.
Oh, nice.
ooh, nice.
Yeah. That's right. Oh, did I just? Nope. Okay, I've got.
All right,
plenty
we
of
need to
gas.
capture that for
Okay.
Mum's posterity.
So, Bilbo has a
Drive the
question for you,
car.
Brant. Is it possible to easily port over weapons from State of Decay 1? Daddy needs some industrial wrench action.
All right, there's a whole bunch of reasons why I'm really uncomfortable right now, Bilbo. But it's so melee weapons are super easy to do, but you're also talking about, I think you're talking about a two-handed weapon, or a heavy weapon, which we did not create animations for this time. Well, we decided not to. Okay, we didn't make it.
Yeah, we didn't make
We
it.
didn't make
Heavy weapons.
heavy weapon sets. So, no, but melee weapons are super easy to make. Whether or not we have design to do the weapon data, or if we have bandwidth with UI, or reason to put the stuff in.
Audio making the unique
Yep.
sound of an industrial wrench hitting a skull.
Yep. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why we don't. But I mean, it's totally possible to put anything that fits within our existing
Wait, what's down here?
sets.
Yeah. Yes.
So Dacey, when you asked to borrow my car the other day, I'm gonna say no
Can I
now.
do this upside down? Yes. Look at that. So cool.
That's awesome.
Okay, how do I flip this puppy back?
You
over?
got it. You got it.
Yeah, come on. Flip over.
Jonty the Fool asks, is it possible to win the giveaway
Or you can
2
do
weeks in a
the,
row?
the recovery.
So I don't know exactly how
Oh,
Megan
flip it.
wants to handle these
Go to
things.
the front.
I can imagine that if we
Yeah.
were giving
Yeah, there you go. You just threw it on some zombies too, which is awesome.
if we were giving the same prize away, I'm betting that Megan would probably put her finger on the scale and spread the prizes out so more people can have them. If it's a completely different prize, though, I'm not sure what she wants the rules to be. So she can probably answer that for you.
Is my follower in the car?
Not yet.
Come on.
He's still beating on zombies.
Doing good work over there. I wouldn't invite her to barbecue.
Palpatine wants to know whether blood plague or diarrhea is worse. I think blood plague probably gives you diarrhea. We just don't depict it here. So blood plague would definitely be worse in my imagination.
Okay. Okay.
Daisy.
Okay. Let's get in the
Not
truck.
a subject anyone else
Let's
wants
get
to
in the
address.
truck. Get out of here. Move, Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler
Move.
really needs to like settle down.
There, drive.
There we go. Okay. All right. Get in the truck. Get in the truck. See if we can like accomplish one goal here.
So Bilbo says, "Thanks again for letting us flip cars back over in this game. I'll never stop being thankful for that. That was a big priority when
that's
we were first working on the vehicle system. Was just trying very, very hard not to create the situation in the other game where, in the original game, where you would just hit a tiny rock and your car would get over on its side and you're like, well, that car's done.
Or you'd race desperately before it caught on fire to find another car to knock it over.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how many times, like, I'd have two cars erupt into huge explosions because I waited too long trying to knock it back over.
Get to it.
So even though it's actually more
Oh,
realistic,
look at you.
it's more realistic for a car once it's been on its side for you not to be able to do much with it.
Oh.
But at the same time,
Okay.
yeah.
You're having too much fun.
Oh, well, it's not backwards. Oy. Oh gosh. Okay.
So MS Paint asks, is it possible for us to give them the ability to reset their progress so they can try to earn things like the legacy boons all over again and start over from scratch? Because they've played the game 8 times and they want to have more of that motivation to keep going, like a way to prestige or something like that.
Isn't that called new character?
Well, so you can start a new community, but if you've already unlocked all the legacy boons, like those bigger goals,
I
you've
see.
kind of gotten past them all. That's a really good point. That's we are kind of. We're starting to think about where the franchise could go in the future and stuff like that. And while I don't know if there's an easy fix for that particular problem, like right here in State of Decay 2, we should definitely keep that in mind. That if we really want people to be able to play our games over the long term. We want them to be able to make a hobby out of our games, and that means we need to keep making it fun to play the game even after you've beaten it 8, 10, 12, 100 times. And so. It's good to know. It's good to know that that's
Oh
your
my
experience.
God.
You got this. You got this.
Okay. Sorry, I'm interrupting someone.
Oh no, that's I'm interrupting
Now
you.
you're
You're the
going
one
away
playing the
from your
game here.
target.
The
I going
the
the
thing that's
wrong
really
way?
happening
Hold
on this
on.
screen is you playing the game.
Okay,
So
I gotta go the other way. I gotta go the other way.
You got it.
Oh.
You're good.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
Oh,
Bye.
nice. I was waiting for that to happen.
Okay. Okay. I think I can just follow this road and I'll get there.
We're not going to add any new legacy Sonic Boom, at least not that I know of, because legacies are like one of the most involved systems we have.
yeah, so the individual legacy boons, like those little bonuses, like I can imagine that might not be that hard to add more of those. Well, so here's the problem. That screen only supports 4 of them. And so we would have to remake the screen to support more if we wanted to add more. So that's one expensive part. But the other part is each of them has got a huge like Brant was saying, each of them's got a huge dedicated mission
Yeah, there's
and
like
a whole set of goals.
There's a
and-
logistics tale behind each one of those that is like.
Yeah, they've got an
mile
entire
long.
leader with a bunch of
Ooh, look at us,
facilities that
spooky.
are supported by the leader. Yeah, it's one of the biggest things that we could ask ourselves to do. It's basically adding another branching ending to the game, which is it's
What I love is Dacey sees these guys and she goes,
that's creepy, and then charges in the middle of them. Whereas I'd be like, oh, that's creepy, and then jump in the car and drive off at a high rate of speed.
Do you hear the music change too? It's pretty awesome. It's so great.
Our reactive music system should be award winning in my opinion. It really should.
It's great.
Because
yeah.
it's very context sensitive and super awesome.
So I'm supposed to do the quiz right now, but you're about to do something really interesting. I don't want to cut away.
She's gonna melee
well-
another plague heart.
Well, this could be a pivotal moment in the game right here. Hold on. Let's see.
Okay. We're gonna do the giveaway in like
Break
a
through
few
the
minutes.
window.
Let's see what happens here.
Let's see how long this takes. I mean, with how things are going, it'll probably take me like what, 30 seconds.
to die or to win?
We'll see. We'll see. Where is it?
So Kermit memes.
Bathroom.
Right now, we don't have any connection between someone having a particular trait in the game and their outfit. Their outfit is determined completely separately. And so it would be very difficult for us to add a connection where somebody who has a firefighting background or a police background or an army background, having them also dress to match that. Now, we could contrive it by creating a mission specifically to introduce that character, but that brings in costs of its own. It is something we've kept in mind as people have been asking for.
Oh no.
People have been asking for military characters, for more military characters. We've thought of that as being a possible solution to providing them, but we're not quite there yet. We haven't been able to marshal the resources to make that happen yet.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Eat it. Eat the pills. Eat the pills. There we go. Okay, wait. There's still hope.
Are you stabbing
She
that thing
is
to death?
stabbing it with
close
a
quarter.
knife.
She's CQBing the.
And it's working. She's doing real damage to it. Oh man.
Oh, no, no.
Oh, your health is zero.
Oh, crap.
no.
Hold on.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You've still got lots of help.
Do it. Get up.
You can do it. You can do it.
Okay. Kill it.
Oh
Kill
no,
it.
she's stuck in the.
Are you stuck in the what?
She's in the
Oh.
bathtub.
You're in the bathtub. No.
How do we get out of here?
You'll have to do the unstuck.
Yeah, maybe that'll save your life.
It might save my life.
What?
Are you out of bullets?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that's the gun to use on that plague heart for sure.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, we can you can do the quiz now if you want.
Okay,
And I'll
sure,
take
yeah.
A little break.
MS Paint is having a technical problem that they're telling us about, and definitely
the
go
clown
to
car.
support at stateofdecay.com because Joe Swarner is gonna be much better than us at helping you with your technical problem. It sounds like the kind of thing that if we know about it, we might be able to do something. But definitely go talk to Joe by sending in a ticket at support.stateofdecay.com.
Wait, where's the truck? Where's the
But
truck?
real quick, while she's doing that, let's do the quiz. You guys ready? For a water bottle. Okay, so the quiz question is, what is the name of Dacey's awesome dog? Don't say it. Nobody say it out loud. What is the name of Dacey's awesome dog? We will come back for the answer later. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
If you scrub back in the stream, I did make sure to put it on the screen in huge letters, so you should be able to get it right.
Oh, I set my follower on fire.
That's okay. Small beans.
That just demolished all of them.
Oh.
Dummies. Jump on a flaming truck.
I think you just figured out the way to clear out plague hearts.
Okay, let's go back in here and see.
Some people are guessing dog is the name of the dog, and that is not correct.
Excuse me. Sorry, buddy.
Skate Chongo just said,
Aw.
"Fuck," which I think might have been about something that was going on in the game, and not necessarily
Dire.
the name
This
of your
is-
dog.
Look at all of those indicators on there. Okay. Oh man, do I even try this? I'm gonna eat
No.
Wait, why?
Because you're
Oh,
actually full, but you're about to fall asleep on your feet.
I don't care. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
it's Jeffrey's character.
I feel like this thing has to all be almost dead. Oh, it's so sad.
So Rooney1155 asks us, how does rolling up the character model actually work? So none of us here are the programmers that. Oh my gosh, you did it! I don't want to distract with that until we get to celebrate.
Okay.
Did you just do that whole thing with your dagger?
Yes.
We need to appreciate what we've just seen here.
We came here to watch you get killed, and you're sitting here just owning the entire
This
entire
might be
game.
the best game I've ever played.
With no stamina
Successful.
and a quarter health, she just CQB'd a plague heart.
She just filleted it, basically. Wow. That's ridiculous.
I'm a master.
My
button
job here is
masher.
done. You're gonna take over as
Ooh.
player.
So, Rooney, none of us we're not the ones who actually know exactly how that system works under the surface. Definitely our intent is for, basically each character that you roll has got a cultural background. And the cultural background is what determines, and also their gender and their age. And the cultural background, gender, and age determines what
Why?
models they're able to
Why?
have.
You're in real trouble.
Oh,
And
there's a
there's a
barrel.
So each time you roll a character, they are pulling from a
Well, I'm gonna
subset
get
of the
you.
models.
I'm gonna get him.
But in general, that we should have access to practically all of them, except for a few, like ones that have special outfits on.
This is when it happens, you guys.
So
Oh, it's a twofer.
Tyler died.
It's
No.
a twofer.
No!
Wow. After
too
taking out that
soon.
play
I
card.
know. It's a twofer.
Should have listened to Brant.
She goes zeros all the way through the.
Wait.
With 10 minutes left, she
Wait,
does.
No,
wait.
still up. Where's the car? They're all down. Where's the car?
Is that
You had no health left. no stamina left though.
She's working
Oh,
on a throw
how
right
is this
now.
gonna work? It's not gonna work.
No.
Jump over the wall. Jump over the wall.
Go.
Yeah,
Okay.
make him
That's
fall.
not
Okay.
gonna do
Oh
it.
no!
That's not gonna do it.
You're
Really
grabbing the
people.
wrong way. Go the other way. There we go.
You need to
Oh
run.
no.
Don't grab, run.
No. Oh, this is gonna be fine. He's fine. He's fine, everybody. Hey, don't worry about it. He's fine.
Okay, we're still in it.
You're not in the
Just
fight.
go,
You should
go.
be in full-on run mode.
Okay.
But you,
I don't
she
have
can't.
enough
She got
stamina
no
to
stamina.
run.
Eat a snack. RB, eat a snack. Oh.
Ah, get out
Feral.
of here, girl. Kill him. Do it.
You got him. You got him. Now get up.
Eat the snack. Eat the snack.
Where's
Run.
the truck?
Oh my god, there's just more and more zombies. Oh,
Yeah, and you got no
I
stamina.
have. We're not gonna make it, you guys.
It's a whole horde that's on your back. Look at that mini map. It's the
Where's
horde
the
icon is right
car?
on top of you.
Oh my
No.
This might be it.
This is your last. This is the last one.
This might be it.
I know. You got one more. You got one more in you.
Go.
Don't
Go,
kick
go, go, go,
anybody.
go.
Just
Go,
run.
go, go. Run. Go. Run away. Run away.
Snack time.
Stay calm.
Break eye contact. It's fine.
Snack. Run away. There's zombies there.
Did you mark your truck, or are we just running blind
It's
into the
running.
night?
This is. Oh, it's clear over here. Oh, crap.
No,
Stop
wow, what's
going to the
happening?
map. Wrong buttons. Go. Just go. Just walk. Jump. Okay. Okay.
Go left. Go left.
Go left. Follow the arrow.
Yeah, the yellow arrow.
Oh my god. Oh no. This is too. I can't handle this.
Okay,
Just-
look,
it's
there's
just
still a chance.
Stretching on. It's just stretching on and
going,
on.
I can't handle this.
So close.
The stress is killing me.
Everybody, we're so close.
Oh. I'm sorry, everyone whose questions I'm not answering.
I can't watch this.
I like how my dog is just super chill. He doesn't care about anything that's going on right
He's
now.
the only thing keeping me calm.
Okay.
So
this is
I
gonna
would
work.
give the winners of the quiz right now, except that we can't look away.
Don't stop the fight.
Oh,
Oh
wait,
is
I
that the only
lost.
one
Yeah, I
following you?
lost the horde. I lost the horde.
Whoa. Are you gonna make it?
Yeah,
Is Toro
it's
gonna
happening.
live?
It's happening.
Wow.
Holy crap.
He can't run. He's barely alive, but he's gonna make it to that
Oh
truck.
my-
Get
this-
him back home. Oh, they're all saying drop the rucksack.
It's too late for that.
No,
We're
I'm
already
not
there.
dropping the rucksack. It's
He's
too
gonna
important.
have. He had to give up Tyler's life.
Yeah, seriously, that is the most hard-won food I've ever seen.
It is gonna taste so good.
There has never
Okay.
been a tastier bag of pizza in the history of man.
Watch me run out.
Everyone
of
is
gas on the way
like,
home.
OMG, GG, freaking out.
Okay, follow the yellow arrow.
Undead Mark says Dacey leaves no pizza behind.
Leave
It's
no
behind.
pizza.
It's the
Right.
most important. Oh, there's that horde. Get out of here. You're all
So
dead.
Bilbo suggests that we should show this video whenever we're able to talk about the new difficulty stuff, just to prove that the game is sometimes too forgiving.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'm low on gas. How do I get over there? I need to go back to that road.
Yeah,
You have to get
you're
all the
almost
way
to the
to-
road. You're
Oh,
almost
the
to
road's
road.
down there.
Yep.
I think you could call in another Independence Pack vehicle too if this
That
one dies.
would be cheating.
Yeah, but that
That
would
would
get
be
you home.
cheating.
Okay, so since we're in the car, let's wrap up
For
the
Other
it.
way, other way.
the giveaway. You guys ready for this?
Whatever.
Okay, so just real quick.
Don't back into him.
Oh, is that a juggernaut?
Yes.
Bad stuff happening?
Wait,
Well, hold on.
oh.
She just backed up into him.
Man, if I had more health, I would fight that. I mean, why not? Wait, why not?
What?
You're gonna get it. Okay. I mean,
Let's do it.
He-
Where'd he go?
Okay, guys, real quick, while she's going to fight a juggernaut, the answer to the quiz was Neji.
Neji.
Neji is the name of the dog. So we've got some winners, and I will announce them back on this screen over here. So the winners include, on Twitch, Awesome Twitch Dude gets a bottle.
discretion is the better part of valor. Flame doesn't hurt that guy.
On YouTube, Brandon gets a bottle.
Flip it.
And
Yeah,
on Mixer,
He'll mess you up.
Tyrannus X1, you get a bottle. So
Yay,
congrats, you guys.
congratulations.
And so Megan will contact you guys and get you that stuff. And
Against all better judgment.
what?
Crap. My car is broken now, too.
What?
I don't know if it's fully broken. Oh, it happened. Wait, is he going to rip me apart?
We can't even see it.
No.
There was too many zombies taking bites.
Toro.
At the same time.
Toro, I'm so
Toro!
He fought valiantly.
No! So,
Okay.
we got some great guesses about what Neji's name was. We got Megia. We've got Fenji, which I think isn't that the Fenji? Isn't that the publisher of it's like an indie game publisher or something? And Jeff Strain was also one of the guesses.
Oh, Jeff Strain. I mean, Jeff Strain is a great name.
This dog is 10,000 times more chill than Jeff Strain could ever be.
Oh.
So how many people do we have left in our community right now?
Three.
Three? Okay, that's
Oh,
you know
this
what?
one has
That's all right.
blood
We're not
plague.
dead yet.
Oh, I thought I fixed her book. I guess
She
I could
wasn't
make
quite
another.
done.
Utz wants to know if Neji is going to be added to the game. Quadrupeds are hard. I don't know. I think if Neji is added to the game, Neji has to walk on hind legs.
I mean, I think that the only animals that we have in the game are dead animals.
Yeah.
We
Dead
have
animal
squished
props.
animals.
We have birds and
Dragonflies.
lizards
Dragonflies.
and snakes.
Can we put little Neji heads on dragonflies?
Gross.
Oh, I don't like where this is going. Where is my infirmary?
You know what? I think we should put the name Neji in the game.
I think so too.
Let's stick the name Neji in the game so we can have Neji. And maybe we'll add Megia and Fenji and Jeff Strain also into the game.
So Tova is severely depressed and has blood plague.
I would be depressed too
But
if
she's
I had
Oh.
a
blood plague.
practical joker.
Esther is cheerful. Her chillness is.
It's her hero bonus, yeah. She got the chillness. Just
okay,
like
cheerful.
Neji.
So we need to fix Tova here. Her morale is just not
Just
good.
no good.
So-
We got 3 minutes left. If anybody has any last minute questions for Dacey.
That's right. Dragonfly is a bug, not an animal. I mean, technically, I think it is still.
I think it's still an animal. I think it's technically in the like family Animalia or whatever. That's not a family. I don't know what that is. I don't know science. Well, I know some science. I don't know taxonomy.
Phylum.
Yeah, kingdom. That's what it is. Animal's a kingdom.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's in Kingdom Animalia.
it is now.
I've decided, and I'm in charge of
That's
taxonomy.
right. That's right.
Okay.
Kingdom, phylum.
Genus.
Genus?
Yep.
Genus is near the bottom of the list. Right before
Species.
species. There's something between phylum and genus, isn't there?
Family? No.
No.
No, it had to be some
Kingdom,
Greek name.
family. Maybe that's all it is.
I don't know.
I don't know. Humans made this part up, so it's like there's some of science which is us discovering things, and some of it is just making stuff up to make it easier to understand.
I
So,
haven't had to remember that in 35 years. So
I'm pretty impressed by how
Give me
many
a
words
break.
you can. I was not going to come up with phylum on my own.
It's my birthday in 2 days, so I get the benefit of forgetting more stuff.
Let's all say happy early birthday to Brant.
Happy birthday, Brant.
No remorse for what you have done to poor Toro. No, I don't feel remorse. He did good work.
Seriously, she got out of the truck in that condition to fight
It's my fault.
to fight a juggernaut with a knife. Do you think she really was worried about feeling bad?
Toro did not die in vain.
I just like somebody who's that confident.
Fall Down Go Boom is
Right.
all class and order are the things we missed.
Oh, okay.
Kingdom, phylum, class, order, apparently, is what it is.
Oh, and there's another feral.
And then
The
family,
screamer.
and then genus, and then species.
And a screamer. This is maybe the worst combo.
Gosh.
Stop. Stop
Die.
it.
Okay, let's see if I can close this out with killing this girl.
or getting killed by. That would put you equal with your.
It would.
You'd tie your
Oh,
record.
Don't
We've only
die.
got 1 minute left.
Don't die. Don't die.
Next week,
Don't die.
next week when I'm back, you and I are gonna work on dodging because there is a dodging.
I know there is. I just always. Oh. Oh, I'm pushing the wrong button.
It doesn't
Okay.
look good, Neji. It doesn't look good.
Okay,
You're
got it.
gonna-
So,
you
skate-
might actually tie your record.
So Skate Chongo is commenting on your character being left-handed, but I think the thing you might be missing out on is that every character is left-handed.
Done.
Nicely done.
Done.
Oh, you're not done yet.
Oh.
Every character is left-handed with a melee weapon and
Yeah.
right-handed with a gun. And so if you see characters like, oh, that character's left-handed, that character's right-handed, what you're actually seeing is a bunch of ambidextrous characters with, interesting animations.
And it's for no other reason than it works better because of the camera's over the right shoulder. It works better to have the melee weapon or the weapon stashed on the left. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
that was strictly
do it.
for
Beauty pan.
Aesthetic.
This is a great place to end. Look at that beautiful pink sunset.
Just
Our
amazing.
character expressing how we're all feeling.
That's right.
Good. So thankful to be alive. Just look at the splendor. Well, thanks everybody for your questions.
Yeah, no, thank you, Dacey, for being
Neji,
here.
Do you want to say goodbye to everybody?
Yeah, let's say goodbye to
What?
Neji.
He's
Can
asleep.
you hand him to me?
Hi,
I don't
buddy.
want to. I
Come
don't
on.
want to. I don't want to do this.
Come on, buddy.
Oh, jeez. This is like
Neji,
doggy
you look
torture.
how I feel.
Oh my goodness.
Aw,
Look,
Neji!
he's got a little blep. Can everybody see his little blep? Oh, look at how cute.
Look at that doggy.
He's the cutest.
Thanks, buddy.
dog.
Everyone say goodbye to the dog. Everyone say goodbye to Dacey.
Look at him. He's like, please stop. Please stop doing this to me.
Thanks,
Just let me
thanks to
sleep.
everybody, our
Oh.
usual fans, our new fans, everybody for taking your time to stop by. Appreciate it.
Yep. And we are going to get out of here. See you later, everyone.
Fight. He's so tired. Look at him. Were you just super
It was the nicest thing
chill?
having a lap
Oh,
warmer
buddy.
while we were sitting here.
Look at
They
how
can still hear
tired
us, just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay. He's like,
Lap warmer is not bad.
Oh, I didn't say it
Little
was saying anything
guy.
bad. I just didn't know the next thing you were going to say.
I think we had